You're about to enter another dimension, one of 4G and NFC.
Where neighborhoods are sealed under layers of copper and glass. You're about to enter a phone.
Hey there, welcome back. I'm Nat.
And I'm Lo.
And this is our 20% project, where we go find out about different Google stuff that we're curious about.
And in this episode, we're taking apart a phone to learn what's inside of it and how that stuff actually works with our friend Dan.
Dan works on the Android team, and his real job is helping developers make gaming apps. But in his spare time, he likes taking apart hardware. You're a pro at teaching, and then...
I'm an amateur at breaking things.
Okay.
and taking things apart. All right, let's start taking apart this Nexus 5.
And so when you open up kind of any phone, will it look basically the same inside?
It'll have similar components, and those components will be organized in similar ways. So you've got a display, cameras, microphones.
There's a case,
The battery, a SIM card slot,
speakers, and a sensor that can tell whether or not a phone is near your face.
This is the gyro and the accelerometer.
They're both sensors that are useful for playing video games and fitness apps because they can tell your phone's movement.
There's a motherboard, which is the main printed circuit board and does a lot of different stuff.
A lot of phones also have daughter boards, which are an extension of the motherboard and can be all different shapes and sizes.
Then there's also the fatherboard.
Is there a fatherboard?
No, I just made that one up. Testing you.
Almost every useful component you would see on the phone is actually on this board.
It looks like there's little neighborhoods on the board. Like this is separated,
There
that's
are.
a little separated.
It's like suburbia.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's like
And
looking out from a plane window and seeing, you know, like these little separate areas.
Of course.
So are they actually separated?
They are actual neighborhoods. That's a great way of describing it, actually. And you can see both sides of the boards have different neighborhoods.
For something like Project Aura that has all the different
Right.
components that you just slot into your phone, is
Right.
that like making one of those little neighborhoods just independent?
Absolutely. That's exactly what if you look at this, you can already see kind of like what Project Aura is trying to do. So one thing we aren't able to take apart is this front display, and that's because this is all glued together.
But Dan explained that if we were able to take it apart, there'd be all these different layers of glass and insulating material and protective coating.
And sandwiched between those layers are two very important layers made up of these super thin copper wires, actually thinner than a human hair.
There's a layer of wires that are horizontal and carry an electric current, and they're called the driving lines layer.
And then there's the layer of lines that are vertical that are called the sensing line layers.
And together, they form a grid. And this grid has an electric charge. So basically, when your fingers get close to the screen, because they're good conductors of electricity, they disrupt the grid's electric charge. And the processor picks up on that, and it plots it on an XY axis.
So it can figure out exactly where you're touching it and can then route that information wherever it needs to go.
A phone is a really sophisticated computer